Hi guys, welcome back to the Liberated Mama YouTube channel. My name is Alexia and today I want to talk to you in the second video of this series about what it's like to be a work-at-home mom. So this video is going to focus on mindset. So the mindset of being a work-at-home mom is completely different than what it feels like to work your 9-to-5 job, and I really want to make sure that you're prepared because I know that I definitely wasn't. So if I can just give you some tips about what to expect, then maybe you can be prepared ahead of time so that when you finally get to the point when you're able to work from home, which will happen, when you get to that point, you're going to be prepared and you're going to hit the ground running and not have to face these hurdles as dramatically as I have. So I've got 8 tips here, and let's get into it. So the first one is that you're gonna have to have a season of hustle. I think that when we imagine being a work-at-home mom, we're thinking, I'm gonna have so much time, I get to spend all this time with my kids and more time traveling and doing all those things. That is true eventually. So when you first start working from home, don't be under the illusion that you're going to start like that. Unless you don't need this job to make full-time income, then that's a totally different story. But if you need this, your job at home, your home business, to make a full-time income, you are very likely going to have to be hustling. You're going to have to be hustling to get it off the ground. You're going to be hustling to make sure that your sales are increased, etc., etc. So be prepared for that season of hustle and don't expect to have a ton of free time. And if you expect that going into it, then you won't be shocked by it. I was not expecting that. So I was very confused. Like, where's all the free time I thought I was going to have? Why do I feel so stressed? Why do I feel like I'm constantly working? Because you have to. Because you have to get it to a point where you are able to make full-time income before you're able to slow down a little bit. Number 2, you need to love your business. So I luckily had picked the right side hustle. I love selling on eBay. It is so much fun for me. I also love blogging and teaching and writing articles and sharing my thoughts. I love to talk. I love to teach, help. So I picked 2 things that I really, really love. But if you hated eBay all along, or you hated writing all those blog articles, or whatever it is that you were working on as a side hustle, you're going to hate it 10 times more when you get to do it full time. Because now that thing that you don't even like is what you have to do to make ends meet. So make sure that whatever you pick that you actually love, because even though you love it while you're working your full-time job, it can kind of get a little old. So it's not going to be like terrible, but I can say that I have to list more items, because it's a different feeling when before your side hustle was like this exciting like hobby thing, and now you have to do it. It's your job now. So instead of making it feel like a job, make sure you love your business, okay? Number 3, not giving up easily. So you're going to face hurdles in your business. You're going to have things that are going to not work. You're going to have returns. You're going to have angry customers. You're going to have days where you don't want to do it, or money's not coming in, or whatever. And you need to be willing to stick it out, because you can't give up easily or it's not going to work, because this is hard. It's like any business. They talk about startups, right? Startups have, it takes a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of time to get the thing off the ground, and they hit so many road bumps, and you are going to be the same way, except it's all you. There's nobody to share this with. You're going to have to deal with that all on your own. So don't quit easily. Number 4, things are not going to be perfect. So it can feel overwhelming if you're a perfectionist, that everything is not going to be perfect. So you don't have the perfect website, you don't have the perfect listing, you don't have the perfect organizational system, your house isn't perfectly manicured, whatever, because you are trying to get things going, and you have to be okay with it not being perfect, because perfect is going to kill your productivity, okay? And that's hard, because I understand. I want things to be perfect, but you have to be productive. Obviously, you need to have standards, but it doesn't need to be perfect, right? It can be really, really good and still get the job done. You can worry about trying to make it better later, but for now, you've got to get the thing out the door. All right, number 5. There's going to be lots of failure. You're going to try things and do things that aren't going to work. So if you have a business where you're selling things and you you go to make these listings, you buy these things, you're selling it, and nobody cares. That's going to happen. You're also, if you're blogging or you have something where you're putting out content like a YouTube video or an article or a product that you made and nobody cares. That happens, and you have to be okay with that, because when you fail, you've learned what you didn't do right, and you can figure out how to make it better for next time. Or you learned what your audience just didn't want, or you learn like, oh, nobody buys that on eBay. I thought they would, but they don't. And so you just learn. That's the cost of your education. So if you're prepared for those failures, it can feel like a bigger deal because you're working from home and you need that money. But it's okay to fail. Failure is not a bad thing. It just means that it didn't work and you figured it out the hard way. All right, number 6. You're not going to have potentially a lot of support. So I went from working at an academic institution with a PhD in biology, teaching an advanced STEM program to young minds and preparing them for the future, to selling used shoes on eBay and trying to blog. You're going to get some strange looks. You're going to get people going, what are you doing? And so that can be really hard. Hopefully you have people in your life, at least 1 or 2 people, who are completely on board with you and who understand your vision or who trust that you're doing okay. But it's going to be hard for people to recognize that what you're doing is real, that it's a job, and that they need to support you in that. So not to say that you won't have support, but it's going to be hard for people to understand and to comprehend that you can make money online and how what you're doing is real. So work ahead of time, priming them and getting them ready. Prepare yourself for the fact that you're going to have to believe in what you're doing so that you can, don't seek support from other people outside of you. No, believe in yourself so that you're not hurt by that. All right, number 7, be willing to give this a shot. So it may feel like early on in the business that it's like everything is going to feel chaotic. When you start working from home, for me, I kept my son home with me. That was a whole different topic, but that was a huge change in trying to figure out, like, now I'm a mom way more than I was before. Before, I saw my son like 4 hours a day, and that's the biggest reason that I'm working from home. I didn't want to only see him that much, but now that I see him so much more, that's a huge mindset shift. And trying to work on your business while you have your child at home, trying to do everything and it's just not working, that's hard. So be willing to give this a shot, a real shot. So like I said before, you don't want to jump around from business idea to business idea. You really want to focus on the one thing and give it a real shot before you just give it up, because it takes time. Anything takes time. And you want to really make sure that you put the effort into it, like legitimate effort, for a good amount of time to see if this works before you just jump ship. And the last thing is that, unfortunately, you're going to feel very isolated. So unless you know people in your life that are also working from home or that have an online business of some sort, there's like no one to talk to. So this is why a lot of resellers are on Instagram. A lot of bloggers are on Instagram, and there's groups on Facebook, and there's things you can do. You can find the YouTube community to be able to talk to each other about the ups and downs and ins and outs of what's going on. It is so important to find somebody that understands your language, right? So if you're talking about how this buyer did this, this buyer complained about this item that you sold on eBay, or you found this amazing bolo that you've been looking for, and then people are like, what does that even mean? You really want to be able to find those people that you can share your ups and your excitement and also your downs, because you are going to have the downs and it can get hard. And if you have nobody to talk to, you're going to get lost in your own head. You're going to start doubting yourself, and you're not going to be able to give this a shot. So quick recap, you're going to have a season of hustle. You need to love your business. Pick something that you actually love. Number 3, you don't need to give up easily. 4, things are not going to be perfect. That's okay. 5, you're going to have lots of failure. 6, you might have a lack of support, so you need to find that support system. 7, be willing to give this a real shot. And number 8, you're going to feel isolated if you don't find a community to get involved in. So I hope those are enlightening for you, and keep those in mind as you're making the transition from working full-time to being a work-at-home mom. And if you like this content, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the little bell to be notified when I put out more videos. You got this. You can do it. I'm giving you these tools to help you make that transition work out, and just keep plowing forward.